and enjoy the play.
Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, it was a cold, bleak, biting weather. Foggy to talk.
The people went wheezing up and down, beating their hands upon their breasts,
and stamping their feet upon the pavement stones to warm them.
The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole.
The houses opposite were mere phantoms.
The door of Scrooge's counting office was open that he might keep an eye upon his clerk,
who in a little cell beyond, a sort of tank, was copying letters.
Scrooge had a very small fire.
While the clerk's fire was so much smaller, it looked like one coal, but he couldn't replenish it.
For Scrooge kept the coal box in his own room.
Well, for the clerk, tried to warm himself at the candle.
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge.
squeezing, retching, grasping,
Scraping, clutching,
Covetous old sinner.
Hard and sharp as flint.
secret and self-contained.
And solitary as an oyster.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you, was Scrooge's nephew Fred.
Humbug.
Christmas is humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be married? What reason have you to be married?
Come
You're
on,
poor
then.
enough.
What right have you to be this small? What right have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools such as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What is Christmas time to you other than a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. If I could work my will, then every fool who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good may it do you. What
There-
good has it ever done you?
There are many things which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time, when it came around, as a good time. The only time I know of. In the long calendar of the year when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely and think of each other as fellow passengers to the grave and not just another race of creatures bound on their journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pockets, I believe it has done me good, and it will do me good. And I say God bless it.
Another sound out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your position. You're a very powerful speaker. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you in hell first.
But why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, but you never came to see me before that happened. Why give it a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to find you so resolute, but I will keep my Christmas humor to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
There's another fellow, my clerk, with 15 shillings a week, and a wife and a family, talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at this time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries.
Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses that are still in operation?
They are, still, I wish I could say they were not.
And the poor law and the treadmill are in full vigor now?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I was scared at first from what you said that something had happened to them. I'm very glad to hear it.
They scarcely furnish the Christian cheer of mind or body. A few of us are raising a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose this time because it is a time when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, that is it. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I've mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they'd rather die, they'd better go do it. And decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon.
God rest you, Mary.
Ouch! Get out!
At last, the hour of shutting up the counting house has arrived.
With an ill will, Scrooge dismounted from his stool. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose?
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to go half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound.
The clerk smiles faintly.
And yet, you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
The clerk observed that it was only once a year.
A poor reason to pick a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you should have the day, be here all the earlier next morning.
The clerk promised that he would. In honor of its being Christmas Eve, the clerk ran home as hard as he could compelled to play blind man's buff.
Scrooge took his usual dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having beguiled the rest of the evening with his counting book and read all the night's newspapers, went on home. He lived in a house that had once belonged to his deceased partner. It was dreary enough for nobody lived in it but Scrooge, the other rooms being let out as offices. The yard was so dark that even Scrooge had to grope with his own hands. Now, it is a fact that there is nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door, except that it is very large. So, let anyone explain to me how it happened that Scrooge saw in the knocker, not a knocker, but Marley's face.
Marley's face. It had dismal light about it like a bad lobster in a dark cellar. It was not angry or ferocious, but looked at Scrooge with its ghostly spectacles up upon its forehead.
There was a knocker again. To say he was not startled would be untrue. Pooh-pooh. Nobody under the sofa. Nobody under the bed, and nobody in the closet. He double-locked himself in. He heard a large clanking noise deep down, as if someone was dragging a heavy chain through the wine merchant's cellar. Its hung had stood, I won't believe it. Oh, it came on through the heavy door into the room before his very eyes. The dying flame leapt up as though it cried, I know him, Marley's ghost. How now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Marley's voice, no doubt about it. Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you say?
I can.
Do it.
You don't believe in me?
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond your senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. You might be an undigested bit of beef or a crumb of cheese. There's more gravy than a grave about you. It's humbug, I say. Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must, but why do spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk among its fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, and is condemned to do so after death, it is doomed to wander the earth, oh, woe is me, and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared and turned to happiness.
You are fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it of my own free will, and of my own free will, I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you?
Jacob, oh, take it while I speak comfort to me. Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer. It is conveyed by other ministers to men. I cannot stay. I cannot linger. I cannot rest.
You travel fast.
On the wings of the wind.
Well, you must have got over a great quantity of land in 7 years.
Oh, captive bound and double-ironed, not to know what this earth must pass into eternity, not to know that any Christian spirit will find its mortal life too short, yet such as I, oh, such as I.
But you're always such a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was but a drop of water in my ocean of business. At this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow men with my eyes down, never to raise my head to a star that led a wise man to a poor abode? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
I will, but don't be hard upon me.
I am here to warn you that you have yet another chance at fate, a chance of procuring Ebenezer.
You were always such a good friend to me. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is this the chance you heard me mention, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect them all tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Can I have them all at once and have it over?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour, and the third upon the next night at the stroke of midnight. Look to see me no more.
Quarter past. Half past. The hour itself and nothing more. The curtains of his bed were drawn aside, I tell you, by a hand.
Like a child.
Yet not so like a child.
As like an old man.
Its hair was white as if with age.
And yet, the face had not a wrinkle in it, and the tenderest bloom was on the skin.
From the crown of its head there sprung a bright, clear jet of light, and it carried a great extinguisher for a cap.
What was light in one instant, at the next was dark. Now a thing with one arm. Now with one leg. Now with 20 legs. Now a pair of legs without a head. And now a head without a body.
Are you, sir, the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Scrooge had a special desire to see the spirit in his cap.
What? Would you so soon put out with worldly hands the lights I give? It is not enough that you are one of those whose passions made this cap and forced me to wear it low upon my brow.
What business has brought you here?
Your welfare.
A night of sleep would be conducive to that end.
Your reclamation then. Take heed. Rise and walk with me.
I am mortal and liable to fall.
Lay but a touch of your hand there. And you shall be upheld in more than this.
They passed through the wall and stood on a street with a field on either hand. The city had entirely vanished.
The darkness and mist had vanished with it, for it was a clear, cold winter day, with snow upon the ground.
I was bred in this place. I was a boy here. Scrooge was conscious of 1,000 odors floating in the air, 1,000 hopes and dreams and cares long, long forgotten.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
Nothing. Scrooge begged the ghost to lead him where he would.
You recollect the way?
Remember it. I could walk a blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Let's go in.
Scrooge recognized every gate and post and tree until a little town appeared with its own bridge and church and winding river.
These are but shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us.
Scrooge knew and named them, every one. Why did his cold eye glisten and his heart leap up as they went past? Why was he filled with gladness when he heard them give each other a Merry Christmas before departing for their several homes? What was Merry Christmas to Scrooge? Out upon Merry Christmas.
The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child is left there still.
Scrooge said he knew it, and he sobbed.
A lonely boy sat in a balcony room near a feeble fire.
What's the matter?
Nothing. There was a little boy singing a Christmas carol at my door the other night. I should like to have given him something, that's all.
Let's see another Christmas.
Scrooge's former self grew larger at the words, and the room became a little darker and more dirty. But how this all was brought about, Scrooge knew no more than you do. There he was, alone again, when all the other children had gone home for the jolly holidays.
Dear, dear brother, I've come to bring you home, dear brother, to bring you home, home, home. Home, little fan? Yes, home for good and all. Home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be, and that's home like heaven. He spoke so gently to me one dear night that I wasn't afraid to ask him if he might come home. And he said yes. He sent me on a coach to bring me here. Bring down Master Scrooge's box there. And curiously heavy cake. And a box.
Master Scrooge has struck me. By this time tied on top of the chase.
The children made the schoolmaster goodbye right where he was.
And drove gaily down the garden sweep.
Dashing through the horror of frost and snow.
Like spray.
Always a delicate creature, whom her breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
She did. I'll not deny it, Spirit, God forbid.
She died and had, as I think, children.
One child.
True, your nephew.
Yes. Suddenly, they were in a city.
Do you know this place?
Know it. Was I apprenticed here? Why, it's Fezziwig! God bless its on, it's Fezziwig alive again!
Joho there! Dick, Ebenezer, hang the party decoration!
Dick Wilkins, to be sure. Oh, he was very much attached to me. Oh, poor Dick.
Yo-ho! It's Christmas Eve, Dick, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can say Jack Robinson.
You wouldn't believe how those two fellows went at it.
Take charge into the street with the shutters. 1, 2, 3.
Had them up in their places.
4,
5,
6. Bar them and pin them.
7,
8.
9, and we're back inside before you can count to 12.
Panting like this, don't see.
Hilly-ho! Clear away, my lad. Let's have lots of room here. Clear away!
There was nothing that they wouldn't clear away.
Or could it have, with old Fezziwig watching?
It was done in a minute.
Every movable was tapped off as if dismissed from public life forevermore.
The floor was swept and watered.
The lamps trimmed.
Fuel was heaped upon the fire.
And the warehouse was as snug and warm and bright.
And bright as a ballroom as you desire to see.
Upon a winter's night.
In came a fiddler with the music book and tuned like 50 stomach aches.
In came Mrs. Fezziwig with one vast, substantial smile.
In came Miss Fezziwig, beaming and lovable.
In the old came.
One after another.
Some shyly.
Some boldly.
Some gracefully.
Some upwardly.
Some pushing.
Some pulling.
In
And
the
they all
old
came anyhow and
everyhow.
everyhow.
Especially provided for such an occasion.
Then old Fezziwig stood out to dance with Mrs. Fezziwig.
Top couple too, with a good piece of work cut out for them.
small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your muscle money. 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It is not that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. The happiness he brings us quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something, I think.
No. I should just like to say a word or two to my clerk just now, that's all.
My time grows short. Quick.
It matters little to you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it could cheer and comfort you in the time to come, as I have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
There is nothing in which the world is so hard as poverty.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, Ebenezer, until master passion gain engrosses you, have I not?
What then? Even if I've grown so much wiser, what then? I'm not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy!
You are not what you are. I am. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it, and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, in everything that made my love any worth or value in your sight. Tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? No.
You think not?
If you were free today, can I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You, of all people, who weigh everything by gain? I release you, with a full heart for the love of him you once were. I have hoped that you will have pain in this, in a very brief time where you can dismiss the recollection of it, as an unprofitable dream, which you will. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
No. Spirit, conduct me home. Why do you delight to torture me?
No, one shall no more, so we may see her children, and whom she married, and how they celebrate Christmas.
No more, I don't wish to see it, no more.
These are shadows of things that have been. They are what they are.
No more, conduct me home. Hold me no longer.
There will be a 10-minute